Welcome, balanced students, to our virtual classroom. Today I'm going to go over our homework log so that you can see the exercises, and you can either work along with me as I do the exercises, or you'll have a video that demonstrates how to do them properly. Today I'm going to go over upper body strength exercises, and for these all you'll need is a chair if you prefer to do the exercise seated. And you can either use soup cans, which plenty of us have around these days, or if you have weights, you can use hand weights, or if you have an exercise band, you can use your exercise band. I'll demonstrate the exercises, one set using the band and one set using either the cans or weights, so you can see how to do the exercises regardless of which equipment you're using. So let's start with biceps curls. With bicep curls, I'm going to start with the band. You can place the band either under one foot or both feet. Remember to sit tall in the chair, shoulders relaxed back and down, ears aligned over the shoulders, shoulders over the hips. Keep your feet firm on the band. Start with your arms by your sides. We'll bend the elbows, bringing either the palms or the thumbs towards the shoulders. We'll do one set of 8 using the band, and then I'll demonstrate another set of 8 using my weights. Remember to exhale on the effort. Inhale as you release. Those were biceps curls using the resistance band. The same concept applies whether you're using weights or soup cans. Sitting up tall, shoulders relaxed back and down, ears aligned with the shoulders, shoulders above the hips. You want to allow the upper arms to stay by your sides as you bend and curl at the elbows. If you're doing these exercises seated, it's easier if you can find a chair that does not have arms. That way the weights or band do not get in the way of the arms. Keep your wrists nice and straight, neutral we call it, as you're bending at the elbows. One more. And those are your bicep curls. Next on our list, the lateral arm raise, also called side raise. I'll demonstrate with the band. Now this one, you may decide that you're going to do one set with just one arm. If you're using the band, that gives you more band to work with. Be very careful that you're not lifting from your shoulder or elbow. You want to think of lifting here from the lats. Sitting up nice and tall, pushing the foot down, and you just lift your arm slightly out to the side. I like to keep it a little bit in front of my shoulder. Three more. Now we'll switch to my other side. You're welcome to do this with the band under both feet, using both arms at the same time. I just prefer to do single arm. It gives me more band to work with. Remember that shoulder stays relaxed away from your ears. The elbow can be soft, but you want to move from your shoulder, not your elbow, to lift. Keep the torso nice and upright. And breathe. That was 8 lateral raises using the band. I'm going to demonstrate 8 using my weights, or if you have soup cans, you can use the soup cans. When I'm using the weights, I prefer to have my palms facing down towards the floor as I lift, and because I'm using weights, I'm going to do both arms at the same time. Again, try to keep the shoulders relaxed away from the ears, and I allow my arms to come slightly forward to keep it more comfortable for my shoulders. And that was a set of 8 using the weights. Next up, two exercises that you can combine, rowing and tricep extension. This one I prefer to use the weights, but if you only have a band to work with, you can do this one arm at a time or both arms at the same time. I'll do both arms at the same time. You can bring the band under both feet, let your torso hinge forward slightly, and for the rowing part of the exercise, we're going to pull our elbows back and release. Unlike the bicep curls where your shoulders stay stable, on this my upper arm is going to move back. And as I move back, I gently squeeze the shoulder blades together so I can feel those muscles in my upper back working. That's rowing. Now for tricep extension, I'm going to turn so that you can see from the side what my arms are doing. For tricep extension, you would pull your elbow back just like you did with rowing, and then press the forearm to straight, and then release. Try to keep the upper arm stable as you press to straight. You may prefer to do the tricep extension portion with one arm at a time, which is fine. And then if you did one arm at a time, you would repeat that tricep extension on the other side, and I'll just face forward for this one. Again, pulling that elbow back behind the body and pressing to straight. And you might want to sit on the edge of the chair for this so the chair doesn't get in the way. And notice how my upper arm stays back. Just my forearm moving back on this one. Was tricep extension. Now I'll demonstrate rowing and tricep extension using the weights. Now on this you can combine if you'd like, so you can do one row and then the tricep extension. So I'll demonstrate that method. Pulling the elbows back for rowing, I'm going to press back using the triceps, bend the elbows, and come back forward. So this is combining my rowing movement with my tricep extension. Keep your abdominal muscles pulling in. Keep the front of the chest nice and wide. And make sure that the upper back is not slumping when the arms release forward. And you know how I never can count, so we're going to say this one is 8. If you haven't done 8 yet, you can continue until you reach 8. That was rowing and tricep extension. And the last one in our upper body strengthening exercises is shoulder flexion, also known as front arm raise. Shoulder flexion I prefer again to do with weights, but you can do it with the band. And you may want to do this one arm at a time. You can step on the band. You do want a little bit of tension to start before you even pull the band up. I'm going to wrap the band to make it a little more comfortable for my hands. Shoulder stays relaxed here. I'm going to bring my arm straight to the front. Keep the arm straight as you lower it back down. That was one. It should feel challenging to lift the arm to shoulder level, but if you feel any pain or strain, you'll want to use a lighter band or use a little bit less resistance. Just make sure you are feeling resistance in the band through the whole movement. You don't want to start with it slack. One more on this side, and I'll switch to the other side. That was 8 on my right. I'll switch to my left. And again, I'm just going to wrap the band once to make it a little more comfortable for my joints. Lifting up and lowering down. That was your shoulder flexion or front arm raise with the band. And next I'll demonstrate, we'll shake it up a little bit. I'm going to use my cans. So because I don't have the restriction of the band, I'm going to use my both arms at the same time. So we lift up, just below the shoulders, lower back down. Keep the ears aligned above the shoulders, shoulders above the hips. So no slumping on these exercises. You want to really keep your spine supported. And we'll call this 8. All right, relax your arms. Roll those shoulders just to loosen up the muscles a little bit. Relax the shoulders back and down. Look towards your right and then towards your left. Bring your chin to the chest. Lift your chin up. Bring your head back to center. And you're done with the upper body strengthening portion of the homework log. In my next video, I'll show you the lower body strengthening exercises.